There was a beautiful, young woman who always dreamed of being a model. After finishing college, she found work in the fashion industry, modeling clothes for style magazines. As her career progressed, she went on many photo shoots in a variety of exotic countries. On one of these photo shoots, she was paired with a very handsome male model. They were both very attracted to each other, and one night they kissed. Soon, the beautiful and handsome pair began dating, and they gradually fell in love. After a few years, they decided to get married. At the wedding, everyone complimented them, telling them that they made a very gorgeous couple. Some of the guests said that they were so good looking that their children would certainly be beautiful. Before long, the wife was pregnant, and the happy couple looked forward to starting a family and spending a wonderful life together. However, when the baby was born, the couple was horrified. It was the ugliest baby anyone had ever seen. The doctors and nurses were speechless. They couldn't even bear to look at the baby. The mother and father had to stop themselves from vomiting whenever they caught sight of the disturbing face of their infant son. As the years passed, the baby boy grew older and his face grew more and more ugly. His eyes bugged out, his nose was deformed, and the skin around his mouth was rotting. By the time he was 3 years old, he was hideous, and his parents kept the little boy hidden in the bedroom. They never let him out of the house and refused to let their relatives, friends, and neighbours ever set eyes of him. The good-looking couple were ashamed that they had given birth to a child with such a repulsive and monstrous face. The strain of having such an ugly child took its toll on their marriage. The couple spent most of their time fighting and arguing, trapped in the house every day with their hideous son. The wife began to lose her mind. Whenever she looked out the window, she would see other children playing gleefully together, and she was filled with resentment. Her deranged mind began to develop murderous intentions. One day, the father decided that spending so much time hidden indoors was not healthy for his wife and son. He suggested that they should go for a picnic at a nearby lake. That day, they drove out to the lake and selected a nice spot by the edge of a cliff for their picnic. Their ugly son said he needed to go to the toilet. The mother told him to pee over the edge of the cliff. When the boy was close to the edge, he pulled down his zipper. Suddenly, his mum reached out and pushed him off the cliff. The father was horrified, but then a strange look passed between the married couple. He seemed to understand what she had done. Without a word, the parents packed up their picnic basket and blanket and drove home. They had finally rid themselves of the ugly boy. When their neighbours asked them about their son, they simply said he had died after a long illness. A year later, the wife became pregnant again. Initially, the couple were worried that they would be cursed with another ugly son. However, their fears proved unfounded, because when the baby was born, they were delighted to discover that it was a beautiful baby girl. The child looked just like her parents. Unlike their first child, the parents loved and nurtured their little girl. They were so proud of her that they showed her off to their friends and neighbours. The family spent many happy years together. Time passed, and the little girl was almost 4 years old. She told her parents that she wanted to go on a boat ride for her birthday. On that day that she turned 4, her parents drove her out to the nearby lake with their beloved daughter. The day was very sunny, and they rented a boat and sailed across out the placid waters. They were in the middle of the lake when the girl said, "Mommy, I need to pee." The mother helped the little girl take off her panties, and checking that nobody was looking, she lifted her daughter up and held her over the edge of the boat so that she could go to the toilet. The little girl looked back at her father and said, "Don't let Mommy drop me this time."